Hey everyone, in this video we're going to show you how to make a snowflake in Fusion 360. Stay tuned. Okay, so what you're going to really want to think about here is just a couple of different tools. So you want to look at, we're going to use the Create a Sketch tool, and then we're going to also use the circular pattern tool as well. Pretty much those two mostly are going to be what we're using here. So let's get started. So what you want to do is you want to create an initial sketch of how big you want the snowflake to be. So if you wanted it about 120, 130 millimeters, this is what these are. You can create a sketch to kind of show you what that looks like. But then you're going to also create a new sketch on top of that. So let's go to create a sketch, and we're going to be on the top plane. All right, and so let's go ahead and create a sketch here. We're going to show this back out, but we're going to go make sure you're going to be in the center. We're just going to go all the way up to the top. And then from there is we're just going to kind of make a pattern or a design any way you want. So if you want it to be circular, you can use a fit point spline, or if you want to just be more angular, you can use this straight point. So we're just going to go ahead and just kind of make some shapes and just go down and however you want it. But just remember that there's going to be several of these, so you don't want to make it too wide. The wider you make it, the less of the shapes you're going to be able to use. So just kind of come all the way down to here and then just get down to this point. Try to find somewhere on that line. Oh man, I'm having a hard time doing this here. Oh, there we go. And then go to there. Now you see that it's blue, so it's completely encapsulated in the sketch. So let's go ahead and finish our sketch over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and hide that first sketch so I can not have to worry about that. So we're just going to highlight this, and we're going to right click, and we're going to extrude. And we're just going to extrude it maybe 5 millimeters. All right. So let's check that out. Okay, that is 5 millimeter extrusion. So now what we're going to do is we're going to select this body, and we're going to use the create, and we're going to go ahead and create a mirror. Okay, so we're going to select the mirror plane, which is this thing right here. We want it on the other side of it, and we're going to say join. Okay, so now that gives us this type of shape. So what we're going to do now, without modifying this shape at all, I'm just going to show you what this looks like with the pattern. So now what you're going to do is you're going to select your new body. You're going to create, and you're going to say pattern, circular pattern. It's going to ask you to pick your axis, and you want to pick the axis that this goes around. So it should be the blue one. So there it is right there. You can select that, and now you've got some options over here. But now you see that it's doing 3. I recommend to at least go to 5. 5. Let's try it at 5. Let's switch over to the top plane, and then you can do that. So you can do 5. 6 looks pretty good too. 7 or 8. You can even go to 10. So it really depends on what you want to do, and you can make several variations of this. So let's go to 6. Okay, and we're going to say okay. So now that we have several bodies here, so now you can, if you just like this one, you can select it and then save it, and there's your snowflake. But let's back up and let's make it a little bit more detailed. Okay, so now that we're back at the original one, we're just going to get a little bit more detail into this. And so let me turn this over to a different plane, and let's see what we can do. All right, so we're on the left side. You can be on the left or the right side. So to make this a little bit more fancy, so to speak, what we're going to do is we're going to create another sketch, and we're going to do it on this plane this time. Now you can do whatever you want to do with this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the fit point spline. And so I'm going to start off here being the highest, and then I'm going to taper down to that being the lowest. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and kind of zoom in a little bit, and I'm just going to go ahead and click and kind of make some wavy lines in here. always making sure that no matter what I do, it's still going to be in the gray area, so to speak. So we're going to do like this. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and click all the way out here to this point. Okay, say finish sketch. Okay, so now that we have the sketch, we're going to highlight, and I'm just going to go extrude this. And what I'm using this for is a cut. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do this. I'm going to go this way, and I'm going to go, I'm actually going to say, I'm going to pull it out a little bit further. This is the way I do it. There's several options. This is the way I do it. You're going to come out and you're just going to say new body. Okay, say okay. So now you got this really interesting body, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to highlight it, and I'm actually going to move it on top of it. Now I'll try to see if I can make it to where you can see it, but now it's on top there, okay? And it should be covering the whole part. So I'm going to go to the original part now. I'm going to do a combine. Okay, so let's combine, but I'm going to actually change it to a cut, and then I'm going to select the body that I just made as my cut body and say okay. Right there. So now it's got a little bit more shape to it. So here it is at another angle, but now you can see that it's got a little bit of flow. So now you've got some more dimension to it. Kind of like this one right here. You see that it's actually tapered, and it's not just a completely flat snowflake. So there you got that. Now you can do the exact same thing this time. You can now take that body, go to create, again, pattern, circular pattern, pick that axis, which is going to now be the blue one. Hold on. Okay, now that we can see the blue, we can select, and then now we can go over here and then pick, what did we say, 6? Yeah, I think 6 was the good one for this one. Just go back to our top view, and we can say okay. So it still looks the same on the top, but look at it from the side. So now seeing it from the side, it has a little bit more dimension to it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select every one of them. Hold on just a second, I got to use 2 hands for this. Okay, select every one of them. You can do shift or control and select. Now we're going to do a combine, but now we're going to do a join. Okay, and then we're just going to say okay. So now that is joined as one body, and how it made a really cool design there. So let's kind of look at it in our design view. So we're going to select it, we're going to right click, and we're just going to go to appearance. And so we're going to make this snowflake white. And actually this is a metallic flake, silver, so it looks really neat. So I'm going to select it, drag it to there, and now it looks kind of silvery white. I'm going to say close over here. Now what you want to do is you want to switch your design and go to render. And then now, let's see, let's get our origin out of the way. And let's get this out of the way. So let me turn it a little bit so you can see it better. Okay, so there is the render view with that white, silvery, sparkly snowflake. So you can kind of see what you're going to do with what it's going to look like in a drawing. So now let's get the attachment, which is like this thing right here, put on there real quick. All right, so super simple. We're going to create a sketch. We're going to do it on this body. Right there, we're in the top view. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a create. We're going to do a circle, center circle diameter. And you want it to be about 3 millimeter hole. So kind of get up there and make a 3 millimeter hole. And then you're going to make another circle, center diameter circle. And we're going to make it a little bit bigger, maybe 7 millimeters. Okay. And then if it's touching the bottom of there, we're pretty good. So this view is a little bit better view, so we're just going to right click and we're just going to say extrude. And we want to make sure it goes up maybe 2 to 3 millimeters. Let's do 2. Instead of saying cut, we're just going to say join. Say OK. And there is our connector piece that'll allow us to use some type of hanging rod. But there you go. That's a very quick, down and dirty way of creating a snowflake in Fusion 360. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on the next one.